If you could invent a new gadget to solve an everyday problem for yourself, what would it be?
Everyday problem for myself.
An everyday gadget.
Well, one,
All right, what's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to 5 with T5. We bring local business owners, community champions, and all around amazing individuals on to learn about them, their stories, or business in a quick and effective way. My name is Stephen Turnbull with T5 Insurance, your host. I'm joined today by Karen Murphy, who is the Vision Services Sales Manager with CABVI. Thought I'd stumble on that. That's a big title, Karen, but I went right through it. As always, we're going to start the clock with 5 rapid fire questions, and then we will get into learning more about our guests. Karen, thanks for being here. How are you today?
I'm great. Thanks for having me. I'm really excited.
Ready to be in the hot seat for the first 5?
Ready as I'm going to be.
Here we go. Number 1. If Karen's life had a soundtrack, what would be the opening theme song?
Oh my goodness.
Starting out hot.
Oh my goodness. A theme song for my life? Probably We Are Family. Because that's the
Love
one
that.
weddings and family celebrations that we always all get up and dance to. And I think in work and in life, that's the way I live. I love hard, and the people that are close to me and in my circle, I really consider family. So I guess that would be it.
Okay. I love that. Question number 2. What is one skill that Karen thinks everyone should have, but most people don't? One skill that everyone should have, but most people don't.
To be able to really I listen and hear people, not listen to reply, but listen to hear them. I feel like that kind of connects to like compassion and empathy, and really hearing what someone's saying and feeling what they need and connecting to them on that level that they're needing you to, instead of just thinking, what do I want to say next? Which I think is something that a lot of people have to work on to get really good at. And it's something that I think people really appreciate and elevates any connection that you might have with someone.
That is great. We're going to dive more into that. Question number 3. This is a general question, and it'll be hard to answer quickly, but a quick answer. What is one thing you think people don't realize about the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired?
Oh my goodness. Just the depth and breadth of all of what we provide for individuals in the community. So I think people, when they hear about us, obviously they think, oh, they're the blind agency, which we are. We very much help those who have a legal blind status. But
Sure.
the amount of people that we help that are visually impaired and have all different types of visual impairments, whether it be, a traumatic brain injury where it affects their vision, or a concussion or a stroke. There's just so much that we offer. And the fact that we help so many children, we help people from birth through the elderly. And I think people have this idea that, we're just really helping the senior population, and that just couldn't be more untrue. So we're helping all kinds of people. And that's really my mission, is to share and educate about that.
Question number 4. If you could invent a new gadget to solve an everyday problem for yourself, what would it be?
An everyday problem for myself.
An everyday gadget. Something that's like, this is just annoying. You can invent a new gadget to solve an everyday problem. What would it be?
Well, we had a team building activity. This was a few weeks back at work, and we were broken down into like 4 or 5 in our group, and we each had to come up with an invention that would help those that are blind or visually impaired or people in our community. And I think technology is the future, not just for, the world at large, but specifically for people in the BVI community. And it was like, be my eyes. So, Ray-Ban is coming out with something with Meta that's kind of along those lines, but something that could be an app that people wear that's hands-free. That, I'm a sighted person, so I'm very blessed, but I guess thinking from the heart of what I think that could help my community, it would be something like that was affordable and accessible to everyone.
That's super cool. Last question. Something that Karen believes everyone should experience at least once in their life.
truly making a difference in helping somebody live their best life.
Mm.
I think helping people, I don't know that there's anything more fulfilling. And I think in our society of more, bigger, better, you know, stronger, more money, more successful, I think what's most undervalued is the experience and the value in helping others. Um, and I've always been in helping professions, so that's just what I love and what I do. But I think for people that haven't experienced that, you have to, whether it's in volunteering or helping your neighbor, whatever it is, I think that's something everyone should do.
I love that. You crushed those questions.
Thank
Um, that's a
you. They
wrap
were
for the hot
hard.
seat. I know those are good ones. Those were good ones, and you did a great job with it. Tell us about Karen. We got about 10 minutes left. This is a short form podcast. I want to get into CABVI and stuff, but just tell us about you, your journey, and what people should know.
So I am a local small town girl. I've lived here my entire life. I grew up in Italy, New York, oldest of four girls. Both parents were teachers. My dad taught in New Hartford. My mom taught in Mohawk, all of their careers. And so, like I said, like helping professions, you know, doing things in the community. It was just what I was brought up in. Um, and so, I always knew that that's what I wanted to do. I was in teaching for a number of years. And I also have my integrative holistic life coaching certification, which I got in 2018 and have done that part time since. But working for a nonprofit and getting to CABVI really filled a part of my mission in life that I didn't know I was missing. And I always talk about that because I thought, just helping people on an individual basis or, being in education, things like that was what I wanted and what I thought I needed for myself.
Mm.
But professionally, this has been it. I was very fortunate. I had my kids when I was young, in my early 20s. And so I was a stay at home mom for a number of years, and raising them, I think, is probably the most important thing that I will ever do and have ever done. But now they're grown. My son's 19 and a sophomore in SUNY Poly, and my daughter's a senior at St. Elizabeth's College of Nursing, and she's going to be 21 in January. And so now my mission, I feel, and the most important thing I can do is give back to community and make an
Mm.
impact. And so really, that's where I'm at, and it's exciting, and I'm always kind of wondering like what's possible next, and I get really excited about that.
Everything you said there just makes so much sense in the everyday work that you do with CABVI, like the purpose and the impact and the ability to do that. And as you're talking through it, I'm thinking back of when you and I first met. It was in the middle of COVID over Zoom,
Yeah.
and talking about BNI and the different things with CAVI and how it can get involved and all that. And man, what a blessing that you're there to help them navigate through that, because I think there's so much good there. And to that point, I know I probably looking back shouldn't have put that question in the beginning of the quick question, because our family's close to the agency, as you all know, but there's just so much that CAVI can provide people on different levels, different places, different, whatever it might be. So I know, again, it's going to be hard to do that in a quick answer, but just give us the surface level of like, what does CABVI really do?
So we provide a support system and a holistic approach to care, for the entire visually impaired community. And not only that, but their families. Okay, so some things people may not know. We have a multitude of children's programs, Campability being our most popular. We have our summer capabilities and our winter capabilities, but then we also have additional residential programs that include a pre-vocational program that helps kids get ready for that next level, whether it be middle school to high school to college, or high school to career. And then we also have Function Better, which are those like activities of daily living. If you think about a child growing up, and they're getting ready for school in the morning, and you ask them to get up, brush your teeth, get dressed, come down, get your backpack, and get your shoes on. A sighted child might do 2 of those without 5 reminders. Add another 3 layers of challenge for a visually impaired child. We work on all those executive functioning skills with the kids here in a week-long residential program to really set them up to win and set them up to have that independence in their lives. So that those are really important programs we do. Coming up in next month, we're doing a program that's called Just for Fun. This is for all the children that we serve, which we have over 90 school contracts right now serving the greater Utica and
Wow.
Hughes counties. Yes, we really serve a lot of children, which
You
is
said 90, 90?
over 90 school contracts. Yes. So the Just for Fun is great because we invite the children and their parents to come for the day. And we do little mini lessons, and we do some adaptive sports and recreation with Dylan and his team to show the parents what they could expect by letting their child come to a residential program. It kind of opens the door for them. They get to see our building, they get to meet our staff, they get to experience what the child might do in a lesson, so that when we invite them for the following program, maybe they'll feel more confident in saying yes.
Sure.
So some of the things that we do with children. With adults, we have a multitude of services. We have vision rehab therapy, which is again helping with those activities of daily living, going into the home, setting it up so that it's accessible for them to maintain their independence in their home if that's what they choose. Orientation mobility training, which is safe navigation, again, in their home or in the community. We do social work. We have 2 full-time social workers on staff. People don't realize that mental health is a huge component of vision loss. It's almost like navigating the stages of grief. And so we have professionals on hand to help with that. We have assistive technology. We have an entire lab here and in Syracuse to help train folks. Quick example, a 40-year-old has a stroke, can't complete the duties of their occupation. They want to continue to work. We retrain them, we help them, we get them employed, we work with the employer. We have a robust adaptive sports and recreation program. Dylan and I are currently in our 9th health and wellness program offered to the community for free. And the grand majority of everything that we offer service-wide is free. So just a high level overview. There's so much more to share, but I just feel so passionate about letting people know we're not the last stop on the train. We're an early intervention resource. We want to partner with your primary care or your specialty care provider, whether that be an optometrist, an ophthalmologist, a neurologist, primary care doctor. We're here to be another level of care, another leg in their care circle, and just really give them the best chance to do whatever it is that they're trying to do with their life.
Yeah. Talk about the employment side too, because I don't think people realize that, like through the TSA gloves and all that story, like, all the opportunities that you give. And then if you can two-side this question too about Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. Like you said, it may not, it's not just the blind agency.
No.
It could be a visual impairment on whatever level. And you talked about the mental health and all those things that you can help navigate those individuals through. So if you could talk about the impact from employment too, and then just talk about that, and then we'll wrap this up.
Yeah. So there's a staggering statistic that around 70% of blind or visually impaired people are unemployed. So
Wow.
actually, how this agency was formed was to help provide employment for those folks that were blind or visually impaired. So that was our first mission with this agency. So that has been the foundation in which we have been able to grow and thrive throughout the years. We're coming up on almost 100 years of serving people that are blind or visually impaired. But we have many, many, many levels of employment here at the agency. Right now, we're almost at 300 people that we employ. Almost half of those are blind or visually impaired. We have our essential industries, which that's what you referenced, which is our contract work. So we have contracts with New York State and the federal government through the Abilities One Act, meaning most agencies have to give a percentage of their contract business to an organization that employs those with disabilities. Our agency qualifies for that, being that we have blind and visually impaired. So because of that, we were able to secure one of our largest contracts, which is our Blue Glove business. If you travel in any airport in the United States, those blue gloves that you see the TSA, Department of Homeland Security, wearing, those are our gloves. And so we're really, really proud of that. And our folks work on the glove line and pack those every single day. And actually, that business deemed us as an essential employer during the pandemic. So I don't know if people know that during COVID, every single person that was employed in CABVI maintained a full-time status. And even myself, I worked 2 days a week on the glove line, side by side with my blind and visually impaired peers, in order to fill those contracts during our crisis in our country. And
Right.
CABVI is an essential employer. We also have 2 different locations of warehousing on Dwyer Ave in Utica and also on Court Street in Syracuse. We have 6 base supply centers along the East Coast, which function as like an office supply store on military bases. We also have 2 call centers, one in Utica and one in Syracuse, all who employ BVI employees. And then we also have our Click on Supplies, which are our e-commerce store. So that's why we are able to run as a social enterprise, because all of our industries and all of our businesses directly go back to fund and support the rehabilitation side of this business.
What a fantastic way to wrap it up. That you just you gave the perfect overview of the entire thing. I really appreciate you taking the time to join us, and thank you for what you do, Karen. You're amazing. Also the president of our BNI chapter, always willing to step up and be involved in the community. It's been so fun to get to know you and be a part of different things that we do together in different projects and groups. So I just really appreciate you for who you are, and thank you for taking the time to join us.
Well, thank you. And thank you for everything that you and your family do. The agency is always grateful. Thank you.
For anybody that wants to maybe reach out to you and pick your brain about something you have said here, or just follow CABVI along in general, learn more about that, any opportunities that they may need for their family or friends, what's the best way to get in touch with you?
So you can reach me at karenr@cabv.org. I can be reached at 315-797-2233. My direct extension is 4005, or my cell is 315-292-3614.
Awesome. Karen, thank you again. Everyone, that is a wrap for today's episode of 5 with T5. We hope you enjoyed this great conversation with Karen. Be sure to check them out and follow CABVI. Watch their journey. It's so incredible what they're doing right here in the local area. That's the best part about it, everybody. Those TSA gloves, everything she talks about, that's all happening right here in Utica, and that's so exciting. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and Facebook page at T5 Insurance. Until next time, remember the power of connection and learning from one another is what makes our community thrive. But most importantly, remember to make an impact in someone's life today, even if that's your own. Stephen Turnbull here with T5 Insurance. We'll see you next week. Take care.